Hey guys, Trevin Scheller, owner of MightyWolfTV, and in this video I wanted to announce something. So, as it says in the title, I got my driver's license. Can't believe I actually did it. I'm not going to show it, but it's in my wallet right now. Yeah, I'm not going to show it because it has personal info on it. But yeah, I got my driver's license. I even passed the first time. And hard to believe, I got my permit. Got my permit in December of 2016. I even made a video about that, the link's in the description. Yeah, so I got my permit in, December of 2016, and I waited over a year, almost 2 years to get my license. And I still can't believe I did it. It took me almost 2 years. So yeah, I did have a lot of practice. It was tough, it was hard, but I managed to get through it, and I did it. Now, I was also going to tell a story of how how the test went. So, yes, like I said, I did pass the first time, but I feel like I almost failed. I was surprised I even passed, but no, I did pass. So, today we went to, we went to the place where you get your driver's license, and we registered there, and I was waiting for such a long. Well, we waited for a short time, and then we went somewhere to do certain things. I forgot. Oh yeah, I even kept the number thing, when your number's called and stuff. I actually kept it for memories, just so you know. So we went to the thing, and I did a eye chart. I aced it. I have perfect eyesight. It was pretty easy. So yeah, I passed that, and then and there was also a mistake on my permit. It took us almost 2 years to realize that on my permit, my last name was actually spelled wrong. It was missing the C, so it was S-C-H. No, it was S-H-E-L-L-E-R instead of S-C-H-E-L-L-E-R. So, it took us almost 2 years to realize that, and that's why it took longer. So after that little thing at the desk, I was waiting again, but for almost an hour. Yeah, it was so darn boring. It was so darn boring. And then it was finally time for me to go. I was so nervous, but yeah, guys, it's very normal for you to be nervous to take your tests. It's actually pretty scary. I was pretty scared, and still am, just thinking about it. Still thinking about it, it's still pretty scary. But I still can't believe I did it. So, took the test, and so what happened first is that she walked me, so I walked her to the, so it was a lady, it was a lady, so I walked her to the car, and so what I did first, I was testing the, so I was actually driving my dad's car. It was a black 2016 Honda. It was really nice, but unfortunately I'll never drive that again. My parents were giving me, my mom was giving me a car, kind of, to drive to school. Pretty excited about that. So anyway, back to the story. So I was going to the car, and so she had me, so the lady had me get in the car, start it up, and I had to test the blinkers, the left blinker and the right blinker in both front and back. I mean, turn signals, yeah. Turn signals, so then that was good. It actually took a while to start out the car, because there were some things I was told, and I was nervous. And guys, it's okay to be nervous. It's totally normal. Just letting you know that right now. So yeah, I started up the car, and so I started up the car, and I had to, well, actually I started it up, then she had to check the turn signals. So then after that, she got in, I had to back up, and usually I'm not pretty good at backing up, but I managed to do it. I was there were some parts in the test where I was okay. Do the best you could do. Still determining everything. I was pretty scared. And I was still scared just thinking about it. That was Another reason I could describe the story so well is because it just happened. So yeah, I backed up, and she had me drive in front of the license place, whatever you call it. It's like she had me drive in front of the place. Okay, so like the place is right here. Okay, so my hand is the place, and the door is right here. So like I walked, car was right here. Actually, I'm not. I think my. Actually, wait. I think my phone's. I think this camera's actually mirrored. Never mind. Never mind. So yeah, I was like, so I was parked up on the side. So anyway, so I was driving in front of the place, and she had me drive behind it, and then I had to go in between the cones. And surprisingly, I actually did it. But like, she also asked me, "What do you do when you're like on top of a hill?" And we don't really have that in Florida. So like, I didn't even know the answer to that. So I was like, I don't know. And then I backed up and I was going again, and I did a little bit of a jerky movement, and I was pretty scared. I wasn't very smooth. I was trying to be as slow and smooth as possible. It's not easy, especially if you're new to driving. And I even said to her, "I'm sorry, I'm still working on that." You guys can totally say it. Yeah, if you guys mess up on the little thing, just say, "So I'm sorry, I'm still working on that." Like that's okay. That's totally okay. So then I was driving out, and so like I pretty much made a habit out of turn signals, so I pretty much almost always use my turn signal, which is good. Just totally make a habit out of that. So now I was getting out, and then we went, although I did actually hit a curb a little bit. So yeah, we were going into the real road, and I was going kind of slow, but not really. So then I was just going straight, and she had me go left into this. She had me going like right next to like a soccer field or something, and there were speed bumps, and so like she had me like go over a speed bump, and then I just did an immediate stop. Like she asked, I mean, I did. I was trying my best to do everything she said, and I did. So I stopped, and she asked me to back up, and I did pretty decent on that, but it was really hard to see from the back. I mean, I'm not gonna drive that car ever again, by the way. So I drove back, and she asked me to do like the turn around. It's like, where you like something like that. She said you could do multiple turns, but like I didn't do that. I didn't do that. Yeah, I didn't really know how. I wasn't entirely sure what to do, so I just did the best I could do. And then we were driving out of there, and she said, "I'm going back to the driver's license place," and I was like, "Oh man, did I fail?" I was really worried right there. Like right there, I thought I failed. So I thought I did, but I didn't. So now I was driving back, and I was turning left to the building. So like I was right next to like a light, and like I didn't realize I had the right of way, and like the other cars knows me hesitating, and I had a little problem on that. So I went there, and she told me like, be careful and all that, and then had to turn right again for like, I know probably the way I'm talking probably doesn't describe how well the roads are. So yeah, I was going back to the place, and she told me to park in a parking spot, and I am so bad at parking in parking spots. I'm so bad at that, but I did it. I actually did it. So I was pretty surprised I actually did it. I was like, no way. Like I almost never do it, unless I'm like parking at my house. And then I stopped the car, and she told me to get out, and so we were walking back, and she was like, okay, so she said, okay, so I'm gonna pass you. But then she like said all the things I did wrong, but apparently I still passed. I didn't have much of a reaction on it. Like I was still pretty scared. She said pretty quietly, like I didn't really react to it. Like I was like really. I was kind of happy, and then I didn't get this. So I actually. So then, like when we were walking back, I actually forgot the keys, and so I went back to the car, and when I went in, I noticed the car was actually still on. Thankfully, she did not notice. I think if she noticed, I would have had a much, like, that just scares me. Like, I feel like I almost failed, but I didn't. So yeah, I forgot the keys. I went back to get them. They were still in the car, and I was like, car was still on. Like, I almost failed. I thought she didn't notice. She didn't notice at all. She did not notice. I was very lucky. So then we went back, and I had to wait more just to get my license, and I'm sure y'all remember what I said before, that my last name was spelled wrong. It was spelled right in the license, thankfully. But like, even though I got my license, I still feel like I still feel like I got a lot of problems. Like, I'm not exactly like, but apparently the test scores prove it, that I am good enough to be on the road. I talk to my parents about it a lot. So I'm gonna be driving to school from now on. Oh yeah, and get this, me and my mom, we made a bet, and that if I passed the first time, she'd have to give me 20 bucks. So, got my 20 bucks. Darn right, I was pretty happy. So yeah, that's the entire story of how the test went. And so yeah, that's it for this video. Have a great day, guys.